Thank you for watching. I'm John Rasmus. In this video, I'm going to talk about the dream I talked about in my last video. I had a lucid dream about the devil. This is the second time I'm attempting to record this video. The first time I recorded it, my recorder, right here, it dubbed over itself, and two of my voices were talking at once. I have it on lock and always have it on lock, and just a complete malfunction. So I'm having three recorders record this lucid dream I had in the year 2015 of what the devil looks like, or how he appeared to me in a dream. Some people will say it's literal, some people will say it's figurative. Take it as you will, whether it is just imagination or something more. It was very lucid. It left a very strong impression on me. So I take it as more serious than, say, just a daydream or an idea. I put it in this folder, and that's why I could easily find it. Whenever I have strong lucid dream, I usually write it down and draw it. In the past few years, this is a new thing I'm trying to do. So the good 10 lucid dreams I've had, maybe 5 of them I've written the date down, maybe written a small description of what happened. Sometimes I'll draw a picture. In this case, I drew a picture. And here it is. This is the drawing I made. Let me get it out of the plastic sleeve. This is the drawing I made of the lucid dream I had that was very strong. It had a very strong impression on me of how the devil appeared to me in a dream. I think it probably was maybe one of his ambassadors inducing this dream on me. Maybe I went to an astral plane and actually met, to a certain extent, an entity. I think it was more just a message. And the message was very vague, perhaps an introduction. But the vibe of the dream was negative and freaky and scary. Very strong impression immediately after I had the dream. I ran, got a piece of paper, got a pen, and drew this and wrote this down. That's how I know it took place on February 27th, 2015. I will scan this or take a photograph of this, and I'm going to color it to show you the colors that it appeared to me, or the being, the devil, how he appeared to me in the dream. Not as you would expect, not with horns and hooves, but he appeared as a tall, statuesque man. This is the drawing. It's kind of crude because I just wanted to quickly get the gist of it. But let me go down and explain to you how the devil appeared to me in this dream. Very negative, very freaky. It was not an angel of positivity. It was negative and freaky. I could tell you this. Under no circumstances was I confused as to who the entity was. The entire dream, and the second I woke up, I knew who and what it was. It was the devil. No question in my mind. None at all. The dream went like this. I looked up and saw a being floating in the sky, and he looked down at me, and I saw his cloak and robe flowing in the wind. And that is the dream. That's it. Very short dream. But I do remember the cloak flowing for like a good 2 minutes. but maybe it was just in slow motion and seemed like 2 minutes. No vocal communication took place other than me looking up, knowing it's the devil, him looking down, acknowledging my existence. That's it. Perhaps it was this is what I look like. Maybe he was trying to show me a positive image of himself. Or maybe it was just my imagination. But my imagination usually isn't that strong. I didn't watch any or read anything concerning the devil that week or that month that I remember. It was February 27th, 2015. This is what he looked like. He looked like a tall Scandinavian, statuesque man with long blonde hair and blue eyes, light skin. He was in a white robe that was closed. I don't think he had anything on his hands or his feet. I think they were bare. And he had a green cloak on. The green cloak was the thing that stood out the most. I looked at the cloak in detail, and I saw elaborately woven design, intricately stitched on it. So the cloak was like royal green, bright royal green, and the border, the trim around the cloak was very thick, and it was gold. So it was very vivid and bright. Just imagine someone wearing a green cloak, and the green, it looked the color you would expect, like velvet green. I don't know if it was velvet, but it had that appearance of velvet royal green. Something you would see a king wear, a king's cloak. And the gold trim really struck as royal, kingly, like a monarch's robe, as a cloak as well. So the border was gold, but there was a stitched or elaborately created design inside the gold border, and it was white. And I noticed it was an L, a square, and a backwards L and a square. And when I saw that, the first thing that came to my mind was the big L word, Lucifer. That's the first thing that popped into my head when I saw it inside of the lucid dream. One of the reasons I didn't share this drawing for over 3 years, as this happened to be in the year 2015, February 27th, 2015 to be exact. One of the reasons I didn't share it is because I was waiting to see if anyone else revealed this L and backwards L shaped design. Maybe to also see if anyone else had a similar dream. I do believe it could actually be what the devil was trying to represent himself as. An angel of light wearing a royal cloak with a white robe. The look on his face. He just looked down at me like this. No words, just a straight mouth, not a smile, not a frown, just like no emotion. He had, as I wrote down here, steel metal looking things on head, arms, and neck. And I drew it on the picture. I'm going to show you a colored version. I'm going to scan this and color it in. It is pretty crude. I'm a better artist than this, but I woke up, drew it really roughly, really quickly. Maybe in the future I'll draw a better version, but I don't want to glorify the devil. Not exactly a fan of him. I reject the devil. If the dream was anything, if it had any message, it would have been just he acknowledges my existence. I could tell you in the year 2011, I did witness poltergeist activity for over 130 days in a row. Very active, 10 to 20 objects a day. things flying off shelves, things flying, boxes being knocked over, stuff being played with under my bed, DVDs being knocked over, my pillows being sat on, everything in the room creaking, knocks, bangs, coming in close proximity, objects really close to me, footsteps, stepping on my bags, hearing really loud footsteps. That happened to me every single day for 5.5 months straight in the year 2011. And clearly, negative entities in the militaristic legions of the devil assigned those poltergeists, I think he was 2, assigned the poltergeist activity around me to harass me, to bother me, to intimidate me. Why was I chosen? I can't say, and I don't know to this day. But in the year 2015, I did have this dream of what the devil looked like. At no time during the dream did I say, oh, that's an ascended master. It looks like a Norwegian angel. Oh, it's so beautiful, like a Pleiadian alien from the Pleiades. And he definitely did look like a Pleiadian alien from the Pleiades, the classical Nordic, tall, blonde-haired, blue-eyed alien or ascended master some people do claim to see. And it was only in a lucid dream. I've never seen this when I was awake, but it was such a strong impression I had to draw it down. But not even for a second during and after the dream did I question who or what it was. I immediately knew it was the devil. No words took place in the dream. I just looked up silently and he looked down silently. But if a conversation took place, it would have been telepathically. It would have been me saying, so that's the devil. And the devil was saying, yep. That would have been the extent of a conversation if a conversation took place. Pretty freaky stuff. This is the second time I'm recording me talking about this. The first time malfunctioned. So I'm speeding it up. I'm talking faster than I did the first time. So that was like a rehearsal. But this actually happened. And there's a metal thing. He had a metal... It looked kind of futuristic, to be honest. Looked like something out of a sci-fi movie. He had like metal design, like a collar. He had like a metal collar, elaborately steel collar. It was definitely silver in color, around his neck. It reached down to his robe. And I wrote here that he was on his head and arms, but I only drew this. This is what I remember. It was elaborately worked, metal worked. It doesn't appear to have had any purpose. He's floating in the sky, kind of like a Dragon Ball Z character, just floating, having so much power that he can levitate. I looked up. The sky was, I think it was a blue sky, but it could have been a white sky. It definitely had the impression of in the clouds, but I didn't see any clouds. But I did see light emit from him. He had long blonde hair. And that's what the devil looked like. That's how he appeared to me. Chances are I'm never going to see such entities in person, but because I've been harassed by poltergeists, maybe one day they will reveal themselves to me outside of me closing my eyes and catching a split-second glimpse. If you ever come across an angel or an alien, an angel of light or a glowing alien, judge not what it looks like on the outside, but judge how you feel on the inside. I felt immediately a negative vibe coming from this entity in my lucid dream. If it was waking and I saw it with my real eyes in real life, and I had that negative vibe, I would immediately know it's a negative entity masquerading as something positive in a white robe with a green cloak with gold trim, with a design with an L and a backwards L and two squares. I've never seen this design before, but it doesn't look overly complex. It actually looks pretty simple, and if this design exists somewhere, this is just what I saw. I almost feel like he showed me a zoom up of his cloak to further concrete that he is the L, Lucifer. I don't even like saying that name. I'm not going to say it anymore. Pretty scary, pretty freaky. But this lucid dream did happen to me on February 27th, 2015. Again, if you see anything or have any contact with any entities, judge what you feel, not what you see. The poltergeist in 2011, I felt negative vibes, negativity, especially when it jumped on top of me and grabbed my throat and choked me. Nothing positive about that. In 2010, the first encounter I had with a negative entity, it walked through me. It felt like pure evil. In no way, shape, or form am I saying that was the devil. I personally think that was a general of the devil. I don't know what that entity's name was. I don't want to know. I think if you learn the names of these entities, it gives them power. And you think, oh no, it's so-and-so. When you don't give them a name, they're just a nameless mass that you can get out of your consciousness, that you can push away. When they don't have a name, I think they have a lot less power. But obviously, this guy has a name. I don't know why I was harassed in the year 2011, but I think the entity from 2010 assigned those poltergeists to bother me. And I think this is connected to my research, my investigating. Light conquers darkness. My motto, I will repeat my motto again, is this. Seek truth, speak truth, reveal truth, stand for truth. Light conquers darkness. Talking about the truth. No matter how vague and obscure, even if it's just a lucid dream, can perhaps enlighten us and help us find the truth. Very, very few people see these supernatural entities, these supernatural beings. Like I said in my previous video, they drop down into our dimension like a game master in a video game, on God mode. They can walk through walls. They can spy on us, and they have for all time and forever. So before you were born, and then you're born, they've been spying on you since infancy up until your death. It's a natural process of how the universe works. You don't need to be too scared of it. When I realized there are invisible watchers, negative ones, it was a little freaky, especially when I could see them manipulate objects in my room. But I realized there are positive angels watching them, watching us. And I think this negative entity trying to appear as a positive being, he's just in the fifth dimension, or he's in a low dimension above us. Just barely above us. He is the negative spirit who's in charge of the other negative spirits. I don't know what his schedule is like. I don't know what he does. He's probably a busy guy. Or maybe he relaxes on vacation for long periods of time. I don't know anything about his daily routine. But his minions are pretty busy. They do have an organized plan. I don't know where poltergeist activity falls into that plan. Perhaps they want to see if a human can go crazy if they experience that stuff. I don't think in any way, shape, or form I've ever gone crazy. So I've been able to withstand it and overcome it. Even talking about it sounds off, and people are like, huh, what was that? It's an anecdote from your perspective. But it actually happened to me. But as far as this dream, I can't confirm if it was an actual being, just my imagination, but I think it was an induced dream by a negative entity. I think it was a message that the devil knows of my existence. I don't think I'm important. I'm a very microscopic speck of nothing in the grand scheme of things. Even on the scale of a YouTuber, other YouTubers don't want to collaborate with me. They don't want to return my tweets. If I see someone that follows me, I tweeted 3 people that follow me on this channel here, right here. You can click subscribers, and if you don't have the option of hide your subscribers, and I can see who follows me, 3 of them I just clicked on 3 random people that follow me. I tweeted them, no response. No big deal. It's not a big deal. But I am open to collaborating with other people that want to seek truth and find the truth and share the truth. If you see an angel of light, even if it's in a dream, a lucid dream like mine, really pay attention to how you felt during that dream. If it happens in person, which is a rare scenario, pay attention to how you feel. Don't allow yourself to be manipulated by what you see. What you feel is, I think, a lot harder to manipulate than what you see, although what you feel can be manipulated as well. You've probably watched a movie where there was sad music and you got a little bit sad. A commercial with happy music and you got a little bit happy. Those are strategies to sell you something or to make you feel a certain way. But I'm talking about a more powerful feeling of positivity or negativity. If you probably met someone where immediately you got a weird vibe from them. Trust that vibe. Trust it. That vibe you can trust with supernatural beings, with regular people. You can't always tell if someone's good or bad based on a superficial vibe, but if it's very pronounced, very strong, pay attention to that. I don't always judge a book by its cover. I didn't judge this guy by his cover. If I did, I'd say, oh, it's an angel of light. It's an ascended master. Awesome. If I judged this thing by its cover. I judged this being by how it felt. Very creepy, very negative vibe. I immediately knew it was the devil. And that's what the devil looks like, perhaps. I believe that's how he can appear. That's how he appeared to me in a dream. I thank you for watching. I will share other dreams I've had in the future, perhaps. I only have a handful of lucid dreams I remember. I can't give everything away, as David Bowie famously said in one of his very last songs. I can't give everything away. But I will give away as much as I feel can benefit other people. Until next time, I thank you for watching. This has been John Rasmus with Mysterialis. Be seeing you.